Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the Jet Performance Products PowerFlow Mass Airflow Sensor for 2014 to 2018 Silverado 1500s. If your Silverado is feeling a little sluggish or wheezy, especially if you've recently done a cold air intake, then this PowerFlow MAF is going to be for you. This is an excellent upgrade for your Silverado that's going to make a noticeable improvement in performance and drivability. It's also affordable and it's super easy to install, so you really can't argue with that. Now, mass airflow sensors are not just a common failure point on older vehicles, but they're also a bit of a choke point for modified vehicles as well. If you've been driving long enough, I'd be willing to bet that you've had a MAF get weird on you. A bad sensor like this can make your truck feel like it's falling flat on its face, especially if you've got a cold air intake. It'll run rough, it'll bog down, it'll get poor gas mileage, any number of different symptoms. And it may seem like an insignificant thing since it's only this one little sensor, but this is what's taking measurements for the engine computer to calculate the air-fuel ratio, and that's vitally important to keeping your engine running smoothly and properly. Now, the factory sensors are not really set up for maximum performance either. They're usually pretty restrictive. So upgrading this makes sense, especially if you've already got or you're planning to do something like an aftermarket intake or throttle body. An aftermarket intake or that throttle body is going to shove more air past this MAF, and Jet Performance's PowerFlow sensor is going to be able to adjust the engine computer properly to make your truck run and perform better than stock and make it feel good. Jet has flow tested this and set it up to account for increased airflow and not limit the air-fuel ratio like a stock MAF would. Now, we're not talking about crazy HP or torque gains here, folks, but you are going to get a noticeable improvement in performance, response, and possibly even your miles per gallon as well, since your truck isn't going to be leaning out or running super rich in order to compensate for that increased airflow. Now, that's not to say that this is going to make quite as much of a difference as, say, a dedicated tune. However, if you're only making smaller modifications to your truck, like that cold air intake or the throttle body or even an exhaust, this is a great way to go since it's going to far undercut the price of a tune and you're still going to get some tangible results. It's a good quality product too, and it's truly a shame that it's going to be obscured most of the time that it's installed since this hides inside of the intake tubing. The housing here is made from nice injection molded plastic and it's meant to withstand the heat of your engine compartment. It's also a total plug and play operation as well. Now, price-wise, this is gonna run you around $275. And I know what you're thinking, that sounds like a lot for a sensor. But again, this is gonna make a noticeable difference in how your truck drives. And again, it far undercuts the price of even a standard handheld tuning module. Now, if you're not planning to go wild with your modifications, then this is definitely a good choice and a good value for what you're gonna get out of it. Now, like I mentioned a moment ago, installation of this is also super easy. I mean, it's pretty small. This is gonna get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should only take you about 10 minutes to get it installed in your truck. Just a clip for the plug and these 2 screws, and it's gonna pop right in the place of your stock mass airflow sensor. And to show you that process now, let's throw it over to one of our AT customers.
Get ready to install Jet PowerFlow Mass Airflow Sensor. These are the tools we're using, which is one tool is a Allen wrench number 3, and we're using a adjustable power tool. And the only reason we're using an adjustable power tool is because the intake tube is metal, so we can use this. I've already disconnected the battery because we're dealing with electricity, so the instructions is disconnect the battery. There are 2 screws holding the mass airflow sensor in. On this particular vehicle, they happen to be Allen screws, number 3. This is stock, this is the replacement. The difference, that's the difference. Now we're going to install the Jet PowerFlow mass airflow sensor. Just reversing what we did with the regular one. Put it in. Insert the lock washers. Set my tool to the lowest setting and torque it down. Reconnect the electrical cable. Reconnect the battery. Test completed.
That's going to do it for our review and install of the Jet Performance Products PowerFlow Mass Airflow Sensor for 2014 to 2018 Silverado 1500s. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, for all things Silverado, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.